Stand for the pledging of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There we go. Good evening, Honorable City Council members, to our Chief of Staff, our City Treasurer, Deputy Clerk, the administrative staff in the audience, those who are attending this evening's meeting, as well as those that are viewing our broadcast channel and via YouTube Live. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is Monday, June 5th, 2023. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card located on the table in the back of the chambers and hand it to the deputy clerk. At this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo.
Here.
Councilman Barton.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Yes, here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
And Councilwoman Webb is absent. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Tonight's regular council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. 3, petitioner. 4, chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6, clerk's report. 7, treasurer report. 8, public comment. 9, unfinished business. 10, new business. 11, communication. And number 12, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Number 2, minutes. 2A, for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, May 22nd, 2023 at 7:30 p.m.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move for the approval of the minutes of the regular council meeting that was held on Monday, May 22nd at 7:30.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the minutes from our regular meeting held on Monday, May 22nd at 7:30. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Agenda item 2B, for approval are the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, May 22nd, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. to discuss the water rate study. Motion would be in order, please.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
I'm going to move for the approval of the minutes of the special meeting, which was held on Monday, May 22nd at 6:30, and it was in regards to the water rate study.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the minutes from our special meeting study session held on Monday, May the 22nd at 6:30 p.m., and that's to discuss the water rate study. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
That chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Number 3, petitioner. Mr. Chair and Council, we have a petitioner this evening, and this is a request for approval for a block party and road closure. The petitioner is Jennifer Madison. And Mr. Madison, I'm sorry.
Good evening, elected officials and public. Once again, we're here to petition for the road closure of the corner of Dexter at our home, not blocking any driveways aside from our own, for our regularly scheduled 4th of July party in the sub, where we have fireworks that evening, along with a bunch of family-friendly events.
Mr. Chair and Council, I want to add that the petition was forwarded to the assessing police ordinance departments, the public works and fire departments for their input, and there were no objections to this request.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the block party and road closure requests from Jennifer Madison.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe and supported by Ms. Williams for approval of the block party road closure request from petitioner Jennifer Madison. Before I call roll, I'd like to say, wow, they give some really nice block parties, 4th of July. I attended most of all of them, and it's delicious food, great fireworks, well organized, great job bringing community together. Appreciate that, Madison.
Through the chair.
Yes, Ms.
I
Roscoe.
did not know that was you. I kept looking at this, and I seen your name on something else, and I'm like, is this the same Jennifer? It is. No, thank you. I'm going to try to pop by. We are invited, right?
Definitely, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely, definitely.
No, thank
Yeah,
you. I
it's-
was just struggling.
It's
I'm
a
like,
great
huh?
community event for
Yeah.
family and friends
Yeah.
and, you know, all of our neighbors and their families, so, yeah. It's well attended.
Awesome. Thank you both.
And, Ms. Pattis, I seen your son this weekend. Asked him, did he see me this weekend?
Is that good or bad?
Oh, it's real good. It's real good. Yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it.
So you had made mention about the food, and I see your pictures all the time on Facebook.
Uh-oh.
I won't be cooking like that. No, that's too intensive.
Any more discussion?
Really quick, so Dawn is your sister?
Yes.
Okay, okay,
Yes, my
okay.
older sister.
Yep.
Uh-oh, okay,
Probably looking right now.
Gotcha, okay. Nice to meet you.
all right.
Good luck to you at the party. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That takes us to number 5, the mayor's report, and presenting the mayor's report this evening is the Chief of Staff, Julie Waitoko.
No.
I'm sorry, the chairperson's report. I went right past it. I apologize. Number 4, the chairperson's
Oh,
report.
not yet.
Got ahead of myself. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. First of all, we had a 5:45 p.m. closed session, union matters. At 6:15, it was a study session, quarterly investments report by Treasurer Stacy Page. 6:45, they had a study session at honorary street sign applicants. At this time, I'm going to recognize Councilwoman Roscoe.
Thank you very much. In regards to our first meeting tonight, I would like to make a motion to concur with administration and the Human Resource Director's recommendation to approve the tentative agreement for the successor collective bargaining agreement between the City of Romulus and the International Association of Firefighters, Local 4126, to be effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2027.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to concur with administration and the Human Resources Director's recommendation to approve the tentative agreement for the successors collective bargaining agreement between the City of Romulus and the International Association of Firefighters Local 4126 to be effective July 1st, 2023 through July 30th, 2027. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved. With that, that concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 5, now it's the mayor's report. And again, presenting the mayor's report this evening is the Chief of Staff, Julie Waitoko.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and good evening, City Council, and also to our City Treasurer, listening audience, and also those in the audience with us this evening. Before we get started with the mayor's report, I would like to ask Mike to run a short video that we have from Vanessa Tolliver here in the mayor's office, giving you some information on upcoming events.
Hello, I'm Vanessa Tolliver, and here are some events happening in Romulus. Sounds in Downtown returns this Friday, June the 9th, featuring the First Call Crew. Enjoy free live music and local vendors. The band will take the stage from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the Romulus Historical Park. Don't forget to wear your Romulus spirit gear in a celebration of Romulus Alumni Night. Bring your lawn chairs and your blankets and join us for the first movie in the park for the season on Friday, June 16th. We'll be showing the movie Encanto. The movie will begin at dusk. Join us on Saturday, June 17th for a day of gathering with family and friends to remember the past and celebrate the future at the City of Romulus' first annual Juneteenth community celebration. It will be held from 12 to 4 at the Romulus Historical Park. There will be food, vendors, entertainment, and fun. And thanks everyone. Remember to like and share us on Facebook and YouTube, or visit our website for more information. Have a great night.
Thank you, Vanessa. One other item before I get into the mayor's report this evening. We did receive a flyer which I handed out to our elected officials this evening as well. I know they've been advertising, but Romulus Community Schools is doing their Kindergarten Festival Week, and they've got events planned from 5 to 8 at each of the elementary schools. Tonight was at Rommel, so unfortunately we're here this evening, but they did ask if you can come out and support that community event, please come out. And we do have this on our, access to it on our city website as well. So with that, I'll start the mayor's report this evening. Item 5A is a request to enter into a tri-party agreement between the City of Romulus, Hennessy Engineers, and MDOT. With council's concurrence would be to authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the tri-party consultant agreement between Hennessy Engineering, the City of Romulus, and the State of Michigan for construction inspection on the Urine River Drive project, MDOT, at a cost of $113,424.91, with 80% of this cost being paid by the State of Michigan.
To the chair,
Ms. Talley?
I'd like to make that motion. Concur with administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached tri-party consultant agreement between Hennessy Engineering, the City of Romulus, and the State of Michigan for construction inspection on the Huron River Drive project, MDOT, at a cost of $113,424.91, with 80% of this cost being paid by the State of Michigan. And I have a question.
I'll support it, and I have a question, too.
Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for Huron River Drive. That's the Pennsylvania Road to North Eureka Road, tri-party agreement, the City of Romulus, Hennessy Engineering, and MDOT. Discussion first, Ms. Talley, and then Mr. Wadsworth.
Yeah, thank you, Roberto. So I just want to be clear on our portion of it. I don't know why I got confused, because it looked like the State of Michigan is doing 80%. So what is our overall cost for this?
20% of that 113.
It will be us. And then, so this is only for the construction inspection piece. What is the overall project looking like?
The overall project is $1 million, but that is also paid for by the State of Michigan at 80%.
Okay.
So our obligation would be $200,000.
That as well. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Wadsworth?
If I could, Roberto, when is this going to start? And, I mean, I've heard May, sometime in May, and I'm in June. And is the road going to be closed, or will traffic be able to come and go during construction?
Well, we've been kind of going back and forth the last couple of weeks with the contractor. They've had some delays. It's not untypical of what we're seeing now in this economy. They can't staff up to take the job on while they have other jobs going on and they have other obligations. Now, they're still going to finish it within the window of the schedule that they provided to MDOT, but they were initially going to start it end of May. Now that's been delayed till after 4th of July. The latest schedule I saw today shows that they're going to start July 5th with mobilization, with all the signage. The road will be closed to through traffic, okay? However, it will be open for the residents to access their home. So we want the typical traffic that would be driving the road to follow the posted detour, but we want to get all the residents in and out of their driveway off the road, as typical.
Okay, is the road going to be totally tore up and a new one put down?
No, this is, the state only gave us appropriations for what they call a 3R, which is a resurfacing. So the road will only be resurfaced, and we're basically going to mill about 2 inches to 2.5 inches. We're going to take care of any reflective cracking and base repairs that are underneath the road and underneath that first lift of asphalt, and then we're going to cap it with a new, what they call a super pave mix, which is extremely flexible and holds up very well.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you, Roberta.
Thank you, council. The next item on the mayor's report, item 5B, is a request to piggyback on the My Deal contract for a purchase of a 2022 Ford Bronco. With council's consent, this would be to authorize the purchase of a 2022 Ford Bronco in the amount of $32,976, and that's going to replace the most worn-out vehicle currently being used by the building department.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to piggyback on the MDL contract for the purchase of a 2022 Ford Bronco.
Need a second? Get a second?
Support. I have a question.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, to piggyback on MDL contract for the purchase of the 2022 Ford Bronco. Discussion, Ms. Talley.
I know that we are using this to replace one that's worn out, but what's this unit going to be used for?
I'll let Roberto come up and answer that for you.
Okay.
This vehicle will go into the inspection department for the building department.
Okay.
So the 4 inspection vehicles that we have, just to give a little bit more information, we purchased Escapes in 2014. One of the Escapes already has like 160,000 miles, severely rusted, suspension issues, the whole 9 yards, transmission problems. The dealers will not lease to us as fleet deals Escapes anymore. They're going to Broncos. That's how we ended up on this one. But it's the only one we can get. We actually wanted to purchase 2, but they're just not available.
Wow. So it's Oxford White. That's the outside of the truck, Oxford White and ebony cloth?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we didn't have white interior. I just want to
No,
be clear.
we were looking to get the same blue that they have right
Okay.
now, but it's just, you basically have to take what
Take
you
what they-
can
yeah.
get.
Nope, I get
And right
you.
now, it's either blue or white, and we're going to go with white.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Ms. Williams, and then, no, go ahead, Ms. Williams. Ms. Williams?
My
then-
question is, what vehicle are they replacing you?
I don't have the exact vehicle number right now, but it's an inspector, a building inspector vehicle. So one of the blue Escapes. We have 5 Escapes, 4 blue Escapes belong to the inspection department, and those were purchased back in 2014. They're all starting to show their age, and we want to kind of, go through and year by year replace those vehicles.
Okay, and so, so you're saying they don't sell the Escapes anymore, so that's why you had to go with the Bronco?
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
So will this vehicle be only drove in the city, or?
Yes, unless that person has some sort of training outside the city that might take them out of corporate limits, but no, it's predominantly for used inside the city. And that person doesn't drive the vehicle home.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Page?
I have two questions. What happens, I think I know the answer, but what happens to the blue vehicle that's rusted? Is that still in use, or is that going on the list, or?
Right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna evaluate it, once that inspector gets out of the vehicle and we kind of bump vehicles down. And we're gonna see if we can reuse it in another department. One thought is we might use it for our motor pool, our mechanics, as a parts runner, when they're running around the city and out of the city grabbing parts. We don't need as, a reliable vehicle, but if it's worth it to continue to invest in it, then we will. But we gotta really look at what we've put into it to this point to make that decision if we retain it.
Is that car designated to an individual?
Which one?
The new one, the Bronco?
I don't want to give out the name yet.
I don't need to know the name, I
Yeah,
was just
but
curious.
it will be issued to one individual.
Okay, and I'm only asking because I know when there's conferences and we put in a request, we want a reliable vehicle, so I can completely understand what you're saying. So I'm just asking because there are some conferences that take a few hours to get to, and I was just wondering where that vehicle, if it was designated to somebody or if it was open for use. For use, absolutely.
It'll be used basically every single day. But, maybe we can relook at the Escape that's here at City Hall to see if that's still a dependable vehicle and kind of go through that and evaluate that one as well. But no, in a perfect world, we would like to get some newer pool vehicles, but it's getting our hands on them and it's having the funding for it.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes,
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The next item under the mayor's report is a request, with your concurrence, to piggyback on the Omnia Partners contract for the exchange on premises to exchange online migration for citywide email, including Microsoft Exchange software and licensing for a total cost of $21,840.
Need a motion?
Through the chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and consent to piggyback on the Omnia Partners contract number 2018011-02-02 for the exchange on premises to exchange online migration for citywide email, including Microsoft Exchange software and licensing for a total cost of $21,840. And I have a question.
Need support?
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Roscoe for the piggyback on Omnia Partners Contract SHI International Corp. Citywide email migration. In discussion, Ms. Talley.
Hey, Jennifer again. So with this transition, will there be a smooth transition or will there be any kind of interruption to services?
Well, that's what this is for. So this has to do with the service of the migration of
Okay.
everyone's email to make it smooth.
Okay.
To make it so that you almost didn't notice. In fact, we believe that you as council won't even notice those
Okay.
changes. There may be a little bit of trial and error for some of our heavier users
Okay.
internally, but that's what the purpose of this for is to make, to work with these company and this service to make it, that transition smooth, because they'll be able to focus on nothing else but this, where the tech staff, has obviously other obligations. So this keeps us from a distraction of
Gotcha.
getting it done for you guys with, that fluid connectivity.
Is it possible some things may get lost?
No, we do
Okay.
have, on our current server, we have archived
Okay.
emails going back, forever since, so even if it were like, let's say hypothetically, your email got lost. We just rebuild it from the stuff
Okay.
we have from the server.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The last item on the mayor's report this evening, item 5D, is a request with your concurrence, and that's to award bid ITB 2223-23, and it's a one-year contract for firefighter physicals for the City of Romulus Fire Department, and that would be to BioCare, Inc., at a base cost of $866 per firefighter. With a written consent between the two parties, the 12-month contract can be extended for 3 additional one-year terms.
Mr.
Mr.
Chair?
Chairman?
Yes, Ms. Roscoe?
Go.
Go
No.
ahead. That's fine.
I heard you first. You want to go first?
No, okay.
Go ahead, I'm calling it, Ms. Roscoe. Go ahead.
Alrighty, I'll make that motion for ITB 22-23-23 contract for the annual NFPA compliant firefighters physical.
Support.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Been motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for ITB 2223-23 contract for annual NFPA compliance firefighters physicals. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. And just one comment before I close out the mayor's report this evening. I'm going to date myself here, but when I started my full-time career with the City of Romulus, it was in the building department, and it was in the late 80s. To my recollection, this is the second time that we've come in and asked requests to buy vehicles for the building department. So I think that they've done, our DPW has done a great job keeping them running, and they definitely, we've talked about our fleet. We get every mile out of it that we can. So I appreciate council's concurrence this evening on that purchase. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 6 is the clerk's report. Agenda item 6A for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 2223-19 in the amount of $18,200, and this is to cover the costs associated with the Campbell Annual Contract for the City Hall, Municipal Complex, Senior Center, and Animal Shelter. This budget amendment was introduced at the May 22nd regular City Council meeting.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I'll
Ms.
make that
Abdo?
motion for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 22/23-19.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 22/23-19. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Agenda item 6B for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 2223-20 in the amount of $17,414 to recognize the PCB water impairment settlement revenue and the associated overtime expenses. This budget amendment was introduced at the May 22nd regular City Council meeting.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move for the second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 22/23-20, and it's in the amount of $17,414.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley. Second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 22/23-20. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you. And the last action item under the clerk's report, it's a study session request. Roberto Scapitici, DPW Director, is requesting a 30-minute study session for Monday, June 12, 2023, at 6:45 p.m. to present information about the MEDC sidewalk project. The date and times are available for the request.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for a study session request for Monday, June 12th at 2023 at 6:45 p.m. from the DPW Director, Roberto Scappuccini.
Support.
The motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for study session request for Monday, June the 12th at 6:45 p.m. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes?
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth, Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes,
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Before I close out my report, Vanessa's already announced the Juneteenth celebration, but we formed a community choir, and we had our first rehearsal last week. This is a collaboration between all the churches working together and different individuals from the community. And so we have another rehearsal this Friday, June 9th at 6 o'clock, and it'll be held at Pentecostal Baptist Church, that's Reverend Willis's church on Vinewood. So, you know what? You don't have to be a great singer, but if you love to sing, you're welcome to come out. We're inviting everyone to come out and participate. We had a really good time last Friday, so even if you sing in the shower, come on out anyway and join us for our community choir rehearsal this Friday, 6 o'clock at the Pentecostal Baptist Church.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam
And that
Clerk.
concludes the clerk's report. Takes us to number 7, the treasurer's report.
Good evening. I'd like to remind the public that the Treasurer's Office is working on the upcoming 2023 summer tax bills and to expect those in your mailboxes July 1st. As always, if you have any questions, you can contact the Treasurer's Office at 734-942-7580. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 8 is public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience and who would like to address the city council. The rules to address city council can be found on the back of your meeting agenda. To address city council, raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and please state your name. Please note that those who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first, and you will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. We do not have any request cards submitted.
Okay. Any comments from the audience? Okay. John?
Good evening, John Thied, Union President, Local 4126. First of all, I'd just like to say thank you on behalf of our group for supporting us again. It's no surprise we're in a trying time, and I know the Chief of Staff, our Chief, the HR, the Mayor came to us, and I think our big thing was retention. We've lost a lot of guys, and it's no fault of the city. It's just the way things are, you know, our police and fire. It's these other cities that we can't compete with. Revenue-wise, you know, like the Farmingtons and the Royal Oaks and the ones that bring in more revenue dollars than we do, you know, because they're bigger than us. But, you know, we lose those guys, those cities, and that was an issue for the mayor was retention. And I think with this contract, that's going to retain a lot of our guys. It's going to free up his day. It's going to free up the chief of staff, the HR's hours of interviewing guys and stuff, because our goal is to keep these guys we bring in right now and let them have Romulus as their career. And I think, you know, that's big, and this contract should help that, and we appreciate that on behalf. Our guys are going to keep working, our guys and girls can keep those trucks moving because we know it's important to keep that ALS service up and giving that best service we can to our residents. So we appreciate the support, and thanks.
Thank you, John. Any other comments from the audience? So, no other comments, Madam Clerk? We'll close that part out.
All righty. Number 9 is unfinished business. No?
No?
No unfinished business? Okay, number 10 is new business.
No?
Number 11 is communication.
I'm dry. I have nothing. Have a good evening.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Williams.
as usual, Forgotten Harvest tomorrow the high school parking lot from 10 to 12:30. And as the school close out the year, we'll be able to extend the time a little bit longer, but we'll be there tomorrow. Everyone's welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no more communication, takes us to number 12, adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth? Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.